You can see that juice down there at the bottom. That's going to be mixed in with all the stuff up at the top, and that's going to be just flavoring, just the meat flavor throughout the whole thing. So what I did was fill it up with water and let the water boil, and then I added a filet, which is a common spice that people add to gumbo. It gives it extra flavor, helps fill it a little bit. The brown stuff that you see in the water is a mix between the filet and actually the juices from the meat. When adding roux to a gumbo, which is a very common thing to add to gumbo, first you have to mash it up because you can't just put it in clumps like that. And you generally have to put quite a bit of roux into a gumbo to get even slight thickness, because then it just turns, or else it's just watery. But try not to get splashed by the boiling water when you're putting it in. Now was I added the onions. Now these are little big cuts of onions, but these should boil down to where they're clear and there's basically, you can't tell they're there. And this is going to add more flavor, and the next step after this will be adding seasoning. What we did is we basically put rice in a rice cooker. It's pretty simple. All you do is you put your amount of rice, and then you put, for every cup of rice you put a cup and a half of water. So now that we finished cooking the gumbo, it's nice, it's hot, it's steamy, it tastes pretty good actually. It's nice and seasoned, it's got a good amount of roux, it's nice in thickness, and it has its rice, its sausage, it's everything. We're going to taste test it. And we have someone very special here to taste test it, a good friend of mine. And we have it in a fancy bowl just for him to hold. Do you have your spoon?
No, I don't use spoons.
Alright.
He's gonna drink
whenever you're ready.
So the first step is you put 2 eggs and a cup of sugar, and then you stir it until it becomes a kind of a liquidy form. Add however much milk you want, make it as thick as you want. I just make it just to where it's a little bit more watery, and that's all I do. I'm using a grill for this video, and the heat is set to 350 as it usually is, and instead of using a spray nonstick, you just get yourself a stick of butter and slather it on there. Voila! This bread has done a very dirty deed. He has murdered multiple pieces of bread.
3.
He needs to be cleaned in a mix of egg, sugar, and milk. Then laid out onto the grill to cook for his evil deeds. And then you cook these criminals evenly on both sides, not to burn them, but just to give them a good brown touch on each side. Now that is toast. And then you eat it. You are such a dirty piece of bread. It's so delicious.